Um, like I said, I've been led to come on live to share a little bit of my testimony, how I became homeless, which I have a full version about how I became homeless, and also while being homeless, I'm walking with the Lord, so I'm not alone. So I'm just going to share some things that I've experienced along the way, such as I've been asleep in my car the entire time. I have not stayed in a hotel or motel, not once. Um, there have been times where I've gone without showering for about 2 weeks or so. Not that I'm a dirty person, because I'm not. Um, I quit my job and I let go of my apartment to take on, or should I say, walk with the Lord to my promised land and what He truly has for me. Um, so yes, I did that. So that was me moving on faith, not really caring about what the consequences was. When it come down to man, um, and I let go of my job due to just being burnt out and overworked, and just I had enough. I had enough. I was going from job to job, and it was like inconsistent income, and I was struggling financially to pay my bills, and it was a lot of pressure on me. Mind you, I'm very hardworking, reliable, and I lived alone for 9 years. So I pretty much took care of everything by myself for 9 years straight. And like I said, I just had enough, and I left my job by faith. And I left my apartment. I let my apartment go by faith, and I've been called to walk with the Lord for what He truly has for me. And like I said prior, so far I've been in my car. Um, it has been times where, like I said, I've gone without showering, like cleaning myself. But I have gone to different locations like Walgreens and CVS to take wash off, because I am a woman and I do want to be clean. I don't have the privacy that I had before. Like, I come from literally, like, having privacy like in my apartment because I lived alone. I lived alone. So being out here outside all day, every day, it's really like no privacy when you have to use public bathrooms and you have to do things. You want that privacy and that comfortability. And that's the thing. I was removed from my comfort and the safety that I was in to walk with the Lord, because being in comfort and safety, honestly, it keeps you bound. It really keeps a lot of people bound to their conditions and the ways of the world. But I'm here to tell you today that anything is possible with the Lord. And I've moved by faith, letting go my job, letting go of my apartment to walk with the Lord. And this is not something that many people are willing to do, because they are held down by fear, judgment, criticism. Um, what else? A lot of people is not willing to do this. A lot of people are held down by fear. Fear keeps a lot of people bound, like you're stuck in bondage. You're stuck in the ways of the world. And people are way too comfortable way too comfortable. I actually have a video about that on the short. People are too comfortable in their situations, in their living situations, that they are afraid to move. They are afraid to change. They are afraid to let go of their job. They are afraid to go without because they feel like that is like the hardest thing or the scariest thing ever. They make all these excuses up just so that they do not, let me see, they make all the excuses just to stay bound. Now ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is it worth it? Staying bound and conform to the patterns of the world. Romans 12:2. The Lord says, do not be conformed by the patterns of this world, but so many people are. And He is calling so many people back to home. He's calling you. He chose you. But I don't think too many people are ready for these certain conversations because they're in denial. They're so in denial. A lot of people are not ready for these type of things. They're not ready mentally to have these kind of adult conversations about what's really going on in this world. So many people turn their cheek, look down, and they feel like they are living, but they're really just existing and surviving. And don't you know that 99% of the world exists just to survive? You're existing and surviving. That's not even normal. But so many people are so conditioned that they don't see nothing wrong with it. They believe the lies of the enemy. And that's a sad thing. Because if you think that you're living, really living your best life, you're not. You're just existing. There's a difference between existing and living. Don't you know that? It's not the same thing when 99% of the world is doing the same thing, working to pay bills. You're working to pay bills. That's not living. That's not living at all. You're slaving on a job that is taking your time away from your children, making memories, doing the things that bring you peace and happiness. You're not really living your life. You're not. You're just doing what everybody else is doing because that's all you know. When it's been passed down from parents and generation to generation, a lot of people have to come to the realization that it's slavery. That's man's way of doing things. The Lord wants you to be free. You know that poverty, stagnation, those things is the devil's portion. That's not God's portion for you. God's portion is to be in abundance, to live in abundance. When you're just so when you're just so comfortable, you settle for anything. You settle at a job. You settle in relationships. You settle in so many things because you don't know how to move. You don't know how to let go. So many people are attached to the things of this world that is materialistic. It does nothing for you. The temporary pleasure does nothing for you. I've been there. I've lived that life. Trust me, I've lived that life. And you know what? Where I'm at right now, I feel free more than ever. I've worked the 12-hour shifts. I worked the 13, 15-hour shifts. My life felt like death. I'm not lying. It felt like death. I worked 6 and 7 days a week just to pay my bills because I knew that working that many days and working the hours like that, That's how I only could afford my bills. Mind you, I'm very independent, living alone. Things are going up in the world, but I didn't have any help. I knew that by working 12-hour shifts would do it, because 8-hour shifts wouldn't cut it for me. Bills are so high that you really have to take all your time and spend it at working at a job that's not even worth it. They will replace you. They will replace you so fast over the smallest thing that may happen to you. These jobs do not care about you. And one thing about it that people need to know, you cannot pass down a job to your children, because that's not your business and that's not something that you own. You can't do that. So just know that depending on what you do today, is going to depend on how your child eat or survive down the line. And if you know the way what's going on right now, things are going to be so much worse. And if you're not prepared or equipped, you're going to drown. You're going to drown. You're going to drown. Yes. A lot of people are going to drown. Because why? They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the real truth. That stings in you. That conviction that you feel. People don't want to hear the truth. And it's sad. You have people out here being an example and showing you that you can do it too. You can do it too. You don't have to follow the ways of the rest of the world doing. You don't have to follow like everybody else, that crowd. It's not worth it. Go the other direction. If you notice, a lot of people is going down this one path. A lot of people are going in one way when you should be going the other way. Go the opposite direction. When everybody else going this way, you go that way. You don't follow along with the rest of the crowd. It won't save you. It won't keep you. It won't. I'm telling you, it won't. Being in sin just for temporary pleasure. It feels good to the flesh. But that's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. It's not worth it. It's not. I've been there. It's crazy because I've experienced so many things in my life, so many challenging situations. I've been through I can't even say the word. I've been through sexual assault, committing adultery, molestation at 3 years old. I've experienced so many things, but I don't look like what I've been through. I experienced so much in my life. And I'm just here to testify how good the Lord is and how I was led to come on live, because this was not my ideal. Trust me, it wasn't. But I was led to come on live to share my testimony, to share a little bit of it, because I have a full version of my testimony on my video page. This is to help someone else. A lot of people are in bondage. A lot of people are have the shackles on them of evil spirits. Just know that the spiritual realm is realer than this. What you see with your natural eyes, it's realer than all this. But you know what? If you continue to stay blind and deaf, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss what's really meant for you. You're gonna sink. So it's time for you to wake up. To wake up, to let go of the ways of the world. Because I promise you, it's not worth it. The world don't care about you, but God do. Because he's all about you. He's been about you. It's been about you. He loves you so much, unconditionally. What human on earth you know love you unconditionally? Huh? You can't put your trust in a human being. That's why we get hurt so easily. We put expectations on people, no matter who they are, family, friends, it don't matter, co-workers, it don't matter who they are. You can't put your trust in these people. Family is just a word. Do you know that? It's just a word. Put your trust in God. He will lead you. He will direct your path. He know the plans for you. Jeremiah 29:11. God know the plans for you. You don't know the plans. You can make up your own plans, but it won't work. You will only get so far until you fall on your face. You don't know the plans of your life, but God do. And you should seek him. Seek him. I had an encounter with the Spirit of God in early 2002. I knew there was a God. I didn't grow up in church or anything like that. I'm not religious because God is a relationship. It's not religion or religious or whatever. It's not that. It was a supernatural encounter that I experienced. And I already had been praying for God's will for my life. That led up to me having that supernatural encounter. But also prior, I had my first car accident. It was a car accident. And then my client passed away. And then I had a supernatural encounter. So those things happened back to back. And I was without a job for 3 months. The things that I worked so much, I made my job an idol. I worked so much, I made my job an idol, and I did not put God first. And if you listen to my full version testimony, how I became homeless, I will mention all that because I'm very transparent and honest. I'm not here to tickle nobody's ears. I'm here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I'm about integrity. I don't do that. I'm not here to play with no one because I don't want to be played with. I don't want to be played with. But I am here to be transparent with you, to tell you the things that I've gone through. It's not easy, but I bet you it's going to be worth it in the end. There's a greater reward. There's a greater reward for you. Let go. Let go and let God. Let go and let God. This is my ministry. I was led to come on here. I've been in this for 6 months. I've gone without eating. I've slept in this car when it was cold. Listen, all I could do is journal and talk to God and pray. I've been in this car when it's hot, so hot, I'm sweating. Not being able to take a shower how I want to. Being a woman who is very serious about her hygiene. But being in a situation really has humbled me because I've gone 2 weeks without showering, multiple times over a week. I end up getting a membership at Planet Fitness, you know, the one that you can go to different locations. I got it for I think it was like a special deal for a new location that was opening close to my hometown. I think it was like 25 cents. So I hurried up and snatched that up so I could shower at Planet Fitness. So I started showering at Planet Fitness because, I was not showering. I was going without showering. And then also I was taking wash offs at Walgreens and CVS in their bathroom. I was trying to do what I could do, what I knew to do, how I could get myself clean pretty much. I was not able to shower and then having to, use the public bathroom. Now you don't have no privacy. Let me tell you, when I had my apartment, it was just me because I lived alone, right? I stayed to myself, really, to be honest. Was very a distant person, an introverted homebody person. I stayed in my room a lot. See, I'm very open-minded. I'm willing to learn. everything. But you know, this is very life changing for me because I've never experienced anything like this before. I never experienced eviction. I never experienced this before. This is my first time, everything. But I moved by faith because I got to the point where I just didn't care no more. It was too much. I was beginning to have suicidal thoughts. I've never been suicidal. I've never been suicidal. It started when I was in my late 20s. And I don't even look my age. But the thing is that this has really humbled me because not having the privacy, you're just out and about, you're just outside. I was home all the time. So to be outside all day, all night, that's life changing to me because I was always home. If I was not working, I was mainly home. But I'm outside all day in the car. I picked up a little side gig, but that's only for a few hours, just enough for gas and food, eating this nasty junk food that I really don't even desire. Let me tell you something. God removed so many desires out of me. I know that He's doing the work in me. And I know He can do it in you too. I don't have the desires of the world. That's how I know I've been changed. I've been renewed. I've been restored. I'm not attracted to nothing here because I only want God's will for my life. I have no desires of my old lifestyle, having sex, clubbing, partying, drinking. I've done those things too. I've done them. I felt so tainted by the world and the people that I knew. The very people that's close to you can influence you to do something. It don't matter how old you are. You can be influenced. You got to be mindful of who you're hanging around. When you want change, when you want to elevate, you can't communicate with everybody because they're not going to understand you mentally. A lot of people are not ready to have these serious adult conversations because no one wants to grow. They don't want to change. They want to continue to settle in the areas in where they at in life. You settle in thinking that this is normal, but it's a lie from the pit of hell because nothing about whatever it was, what we have to do, it's not normal. I don't care what nobody say. You cannot make me believe that, oh, I was brought here to just pay bills, just to survive. That's not what I believe. I believe it's so much more out here. We don't have to be bound to this. We don't have to be bound to the system. We don't have to be bound. No, you don't have to be bound to the system. You don't. Fear God rather than a system. Who cares? Who cares what people think? Who cares what they got to say about you if you let go or if you start to go a different direction than them? Who cares? The only opinion that matters is God's opinion. Who cares what your family think? Your mom, your dad. They don't got to agree with you. You don't got to follow behind them. You don't. You don't have to try to live out what they want for you if that's not what you desire. People are not ready to hear this. But I have so much more to say. I'm very wise. And God is going to use me for so many people who need to be saved. Because in this, the message need to be heard. He wants you back home. He's calling you. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Allow the Holy Spirit to speak to you. Me, I'm just a vessel. I am an example of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was homeless. I am the example. And there's many other people who are example, who are willing to let go of the ways of the world and to walk this journey with the Lord by faith, believing and not seeing. Walk by faith, not by sight. God is doing the work in me, and I feel the fire. I even asked them for the flames. I want flame. I want to feel the flames in me. I don't want the flames to come out, because that's how serious I am about my walk and about my faith and about pleasing God and making him proud, not making the world proud. The world don't care about me. If the world cared about you, you wouldn't have to slave on your jobs to pay bills. You wouldn't have to keep sacrificing time away from your children. You wouldn't have to keep sacrificing your time. Like you, listen, I can't even talk. I'm getting choked up on my words. But if the world cared about you, if the world really cared about you, listen, you wouldn't be with your family, your children, whoever. You will be able to do the things you want to do. The thing I dealt with the most, which is I think a lot of people deal with the most, money, financial, by dealing with financial hardship. Let me tell you, I dealt with a lot of that in my apartment. And when it was times that money was looking funny, and I knew that I wasn't going to have enough to pay my bills or whatever, mind you, I'm not a materialistic person. Everything that I had that was a bill, it was needed, not a want. Maybe just Wi-Fi, but that was that. Mind you, I stopped watching TV at 17. I've been stopped watching TV. I've been stopped being interested in the things that's going on in the world, because I don't care about it. I don't care about it. I'm on a whole nother level, mentally, spiritually. I'm on a whole nother level. And a lot of people can't understand me because I'm different and I'm set apart. But I'm not meant to be understood by a lot of people. I'm not meant for everybody. I'm not. And I don't care what nobody got to say about me. I don't care. You can state your opinions all you want. Look at me crazy. Say, oh, what she doing is not normal. No, what you're doing is not normal. Slaving to just pay bills and to continue to survive. And then guess what? You die not living out your real purpose. You die taking all your ideals and whatever else to the grave. That's what's crazy. That's what's not normal. So many people die young or old, not living out their purpose. They only just survived. They wasn't never happy. They didn't have no peace or anything. They living in regret. Regret. Yes. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. But I just wanted to get on here and share, because I done got a little hyped up. But I'm very serious about what I'm saying. I'm very serious. I'm not playing. Not about Jesus Christ. Not about my walk in faith. I'm not playing. I'm here to do the Lord's work. I'm not called to a job. I'm here to do more. I'm a leader. And I'm here to make change, to help change happen. Because I do care about people. And I want souls to be saved. I'm not here to play games. I'm not here to tickle ears. I'm not. Like I said, I don't care about what nobody got to say about me, because you know nothing about nothing. Nothing about nothing. So I'm going to get off live. And this is my ministry. I'm going to link my full testimony, how I became homeless, in the description. And if you feel led to sow into my ministry, I will also link my Cashapp. But I'm here for change. I'm here to help Lord do what he got to do. Okay? Because we are in end times. It's a lot of dark things going on in the world. People are dying left and right, especially young people. They're not lasting at all. Too many people are too caught up, too comfortable. And being comfortable is it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna mess you up big time. You're gonna pay for it. The comfortability that you're in. And I'm not here to put fear in nobody. You already have fear in you because you're bound to your situations, your circumstances, the ways of the world. And that's why you're not free today. You become free when you stop caring about what people say and about what you see. That's when you really become free. Because right now you're a slave. You are a slave, and it speaks about that in the Bible if you read your Bible. So I'm not going to say anymore. I will make sure that I save this so that others can watch it and share it to other people that feel like need to hear this message. So thank you all for watching, and you guys have a blessed night. And I will link my information in my description. And I am Kanisha Tatiana, and this is my ministry. And I've been homeless for 6 months, and I'm on my walk with the Lord doing His work. All right, bye.